Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I'm in downtown Los Angeles. I'm at this NAREP event, Latina Toot. I go to it every year, been going the last couple of years, and let me tell you, I won't miss it. And NAREP puts on an amazing show and lineup of speakers. My next guest, Jesenia, welcome to the show. You were just on a panel, right?
Yes, I was. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you were on a panel of authors. Tell me how it went. I was in here. I was doing interviews. They don't let me out. They're like, do more interviews, right? So how'd it go?
It went well. I think it went really well. It's hard, when you're in an outdoor space to command people's attention, but I think it went well. The three of us are, just linked together in our journeys around writing.
Tell me a little bit more about what you spoke about.
Well, I'm a poet. I do poetry. I'm a public school teacher, but I do poetry, and I also write personal essays.
Mm-hmm.
And so we spoke about our this importance of storytelling in our communities to bridge generations, and we also spoke about why it's important to show up for yourself, and sort of around the themes of why we write and what brought us to writing.
What poetry? How did you get into writing that? Like, where'd that start?
I think for me, poetry is one of the most accessible forms of writing and digestible because you don't have a lot of time. You can read a poem in 5 minutes, or you can read a whole collection in an hour, really. So for me, it was kind of a space for me to explore my voice and my creativity in a short space. And I felt really freeing in that way, in the format of poetry. I feel like poetry has that power where you can say a lot in a few lines.
Where do you get your inspiration from to write poetry?
I think for me, it's just everything. My experience as a first-gen Mexican-American, Chicana, Latina, we talk about terms a lot, but, for me, around my experience and who I am growing up in Los Angeles, and seeing the way my parents worked hard and struggled. And I also have two very high achieving sisters. One of them just became a judge, and then my little sister is also an attorney. So they're both in the legal profession, and so I'm the teacher, like the cookie teacher one. But just kind of drawing on my family stories and the strength and resilience that I see among the generations of women in my family. And so those are the kinds of things that inspire me and my students. I'm a teacher, and I get a lot of inspiration from the students every day and their families who, no matter what's going on, no matter how hard the outside world is, they show up and they come and they bring the kids to school. Just yesterday, the first day of school, a mom brought me a plate of figs. Like 10 figs, and I ate them all after school. So, I draw inspiration from everything, from my community, I think a lot of times our communities are spoken in a negative way. And so to me, it's a place of strength and inspiration. That's where I'm from.
You said a judge, a lawyer, and a teacher. That's a setup for a joke. Yes, but that's not where I'm going with it. Holidays. What's holidays around that dinner table like?
Holidays are great. I'm the middle kid. So, I try to step back and let everybody else do their thing, but I'm also an artist. But
I'm thinking about the judge and the lawyer, and you're in the middle, and you're the middle kid, so you're just watching them go, and you're eating some turkey or mole or tamales or something. And you're like, what are they talking about? I don't know. Let's just watch.
Yeah, it's great. I get to go to a lot of events with them, and I just love the way that to see other women in these spaces like Latina Lawyers Bar Association so when we're together, we just talk about our own individual just trials and tribulations, and my sisters can talk about the things that they encounter in the legal field, and then they can hear me talk about what I encounter in school, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Now, so for distributing your poetry, do you prefer books, social media? Do you Instagram? Like how do you prefer the distribution of your work?
I prefer a book. I prefer a physical copy. For me, social media is very tricky for me to navigate, and so I have a limited amount of energy and time, and so I spend most of my time writing. And so now I have a book. It's about 3 years old now, and I do sell it myself, and also through my publisher. And I do events like this at NAREP event where I table and we sell our own books. So I prefer the book. I prefer the page. Always in the live performance.
That's good. And so what's next for you in your poetry? Like, talk to me about the career. Talk to me about like your ambition. Are there more books coming up? Are you doing other things? Like what's next?
Well, I do have, I just got an MFA last year, and I wrote a collection of essays, and I also have a collection of poetry that I've been editing and revising. And so I'm hoping to publish another collection of poetry and hopefully a collection of essays. I'm in an anthology called Somos Chicanas, which features over 80 Chicanas from across the U.S. and one is British, so that's cute.
How'd you get involved with that? That's interesting.
Yeah, as I continued with my writing journey after I published the book, is I joined local organizations and groups, and it's been really wonderful to help navigate the publishing space because it's about we're very underrepresented in publishing, people of color in general, but Latinos especially. And so I've been joining groups that have taught me how to submit for publication, and I just submit. So I see a call, I submit, and you know, I might get declined many times, but I got into that one and I keep submitting. And so for me right now, my goals are to keep submitting my essays, my poetry, and hopefully have another book out in a couple of years.
Yeah. And what's that one called again? Somos Latinas?
Somos Chicanas.
Oh, Chicanas.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's, that's,
and when is that coming out?
That's already out. I was out. Yeah, it's out in December, and we've been on a booked book tour. It's very much from the ground up.
80?
Community.
That's interesting. So now I feel like there's a whole community just around even that book. That's quite a few authors.
There's a lot of authors across, famous authors like Ada Limon and also Sandra Cisneros, to like up and coming young poets. It's a very varied collection. It has fiction, essays, and poetry.
Amazing. Well, first off, thank you for coming on the show, and interesting learning more about your work, and also, and congrats again on the books and the new book now that was just out in December. Last thing I want you to do, look into the camera. How do people follow up? How do they purchase your work, and how do they connect?
Well, I do have a website. It's my name, JESEJeseniaChavez.com. And you can find me on Instagram also at Chabemucho. But my website, I have links on there. So it's at Jesenia.Chavez.com.
Fantastic.
.com.
Fantastic. And for everybody watching, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking to the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Jesenia, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you.